It's confirmed. Chelsea is closing its first multi-million-dollar deal of the winter. Xabi Alonso already has one foot in the Premier League. Antonio Conte has brutally slammed Ruben Amorim, and Fabrizio Romano has made a massive blunder with a "here we go" for the first time. All this and more coming up right now. Napoli head coach Antonio Conte has harshly criticized former Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim for his arrogant treatment of Rasmus Hojlund. The 22-year-old Dane is spending this season on loan in Naples, specifically because Amorim considered him surplus to requirements in the Red Devils squad. Conte stated directly, "Some young coaches nowadays are arrogant and don't want to adapt. They see a young striker struggling, and instead of training him, they blame him. They always complain and blame everyone but themselves because everything is handed to them on a silver platter." The statistics only emphasize the Italians' point. While under Amorim's leadership in Manchester, Hojlund scored only 2 goals in 12 matches. Since moving to Napoli, he has already scored 9 goals in 18 Serie A games. Conte has once again proven that he knows how to work with players others have given up on. His direct quote is a clear signal to Amorim. The problem was not the striker, but the coach, who did not want to work with him. It seems United is now breathing a sigh of relief after Amorim's departure. Tottenham is ready to splash £50 million on Manchester City's young talent Oscar Bobb. The Londoners see the 22-year-old Norwegian as the ideal replacement for James Maddison, who is out for a long period due to a serious cruciate ligament injury. The situation for Bobb in Manchester became critical after the citizens purchased Antoine Semenyo for €72 million, which finally pushed Oscar out of Pep Guardiola's rotation. This season, the Norwegian has only 15 matches and 1 assist to his name. Despite the player's current thigh injury, Spurs are determined to close the deal now. For Bobb, this is a perfect chance to escape City's golden cage and become a leader in London. $50 million is a significant amount for a bench player, but given Maddison's absence, this transfer could be key for Tottenham. After leaving Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso will not be out of work for long and has already become the most wanted coach in the Premier League. Tottenham is currently actively considering the Spaniard as a replacement for Thomas Frank, as the team is in a deep crisis. Currently, Spurs sit in only 14th place in the table, having earned 27 points in 21 matches. While Frank is likely to lead the team for Tuesday's Champions League clash against Borussia, his future at the club is under a massive question mark. Bookmakers have already set Alonso as the favorite for the position with odds of 4-1. However, the situation is becoming increasingly tense, as Manchester United and Liverpool are also closely monitoring Xabi. The Red Devils view the Spaniard as a permanent replacement for Michael Carrick, although the latter's position at the club has significantly strengthened after a loud and confident victory over Manchester City. As for the Merseysiders, those at Anfield still cannot decide if they trust Arne Slot 100%. Therefore, at this moment, Tottenham is the leader in the race for Alonso, but the Londoners must act lightning fast. Everyone understands, if Liverpool moves past their hesitation and contacts Xabi first, he will undoubtedly accept the offer from his former club. This is a moment of truth for Spurs. Tottenham could be the perfect platform for Alonso's reset. There is significantly less office pressure than there was in Madrid, and there is a great squad ready for big achievements. But if the Tottenham bosses miss this chance now, while other top clubs are hesitating, they risk losing the best coach on the market. Manchester United has moved into decisive action and made an official offer to Al Hilal for the transfer of Ruben Neves in the amount of €23 million. The 28-year-old Portuguese player's contract expires as early as June 2026, so the Saudi club is ready to consider a sale to avoid losing the player for free in the summer. Manchester United's interim coach, Michael Carrick, sees Neves as the ideal leader for the midfield, someone who does not need time to adapt to the Premier League. Ruben himself is ready to take a significant pay cut for a return to Europe and a guaranteed spot in the national team for the 26 World Cup. Signing a master of this level for $23 million is an absolute steal. Neves will give United the intelligence and control in midfield that the team has lacked for years. This could be Carrick's major transfer that secures his position permanently. PSG has won the race for Barcelona's 18-year-old talent Pedro Fernandez, known as Dro. The Parisians officially confirmed their readiness to activate the player's release clause of only €6 million. The midfielder has already agreed to a contract until the summer of 2030. Hansi Flick is in a fury, as he personally gave the boy match practice. But Luis Enrique managed to convince Dro that his prospects in Paris are brighter than in the overcrowded midfield of the Catalans. Losing such a homegrown talent for pennies is another reputational failure for Barcelona. Dro has chosen a risky path. At PSG, he could become a star under Enrique, or he could repeat the fate of many La Masia talents who got lost after leaving too early. Chelsea has taken a decisive step in search of a new central defender, choosing Jeremy Jacquet as their main target. The Londoners have already fully agreed on personal terms with the player, and the defender himself has expressed a passionate desire to join the Blues project. Negotiations are currently ongoing with Rennes, who have set a price tag of €65 million for their leader. If the deal goes through for such an amount, it will be a record sale in the history of the French club. Currently, Chelsea's offer is slightly lower than Rennes' demands, but a London delegation has already visited France to push the transfer through in the coming days. Chelsea continues to buy young talents for astronomical money. €65 million for a defender who hasn't yet become a world-class star is another massive risk for the London leadership. If they cannot lower the price, it will only confirm the Blues' status as a club that can be squeezed for the maximum on the transfer market. In turn, Real Madrid has unexpectedly put one of the world's most promising talents on the transfer market, 18-year-old Franco Mastantuono. The Argentine joined the Whites only in August 2025 for a sum of about €60 million, but after only 6 months, he has become the top candidate for departure. Following Xabi Alonso's dismissal, Franco finally lost his place in the starting lineup, losing competition to the in-form Rodrigo. The player's statistics turned out to be a disappointment. In 19 matches, he scored only 2 goals and gave 1 assist. Real Madrid's bosses are dissatisfied with his pace of adaptation and consider the price paid for him to be inflated. Chelsea wants to take advantage of the situation. New Blues manager Liam Rossinier sees Mastantuono as the ideal reinforcement for the attack, especially given Cole Palmer's unstable form after injury. The Londoners, who have tracked the player since his time at River Plate, are ready to make a huge offer so that Florentino Perez can recoup his investment, while experts advise Real to send the player on loan similar to Endrick's move to Lyon. Franco's own desire to get practice before the 26 World Cup could accelerate his permanent move to London. For Real, this is an admission of their own mistake. Selling a player 6 months after the transfer is a desperate move, but $60 million doesn't grow on trees. For Mastantuono, Chelsea could be the place where he finally steps out of the shadow of Madrid's stars, although the pressure in the Premier League will be no less. Even gurus like Fabrizio Romano can be wrong, and the situation with Marc Guehi is the best proof of that. Not long ago, the internet was flooded with images of the defender in a Liverpool kit with the trademark, "Here we go, Marc." It seemed the Merseysiders had already closed the deal for £35 million back in the summer, but at the last moment, everything fell apart. While fans at Anfield waited for an official presentation, the reality turned out differently. Manchester City acted lightning fast. Pep Guardiola, due to an epidemic of injuries among defensive leaders, personally insisted on the transfer, and Guehi chose the blue part of Manchester for only £20 million. This is a great lesson for everyone. During the transfer window, you cannot believe anything until the official club announcement, even if Romano himself says the deal is done. This is a major failure for Liverpool, who hesitated for too long, and simultaneously a triumph for City's management, who snatched one of the Premier League's best defenders for a bargain. As for Romano, this case will remain a stain on his reputation as a flawless insider for a long time. If you liked this episode, be sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.